What a day, huh? What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. So we prepared for this. We were all anticipating something had to happen leading up to it. The CPI data report is going to be released tomorrow. I am going to be live streaming it. I'm very thankful for you guys. I asked you guys to give me 1,500 likes on yesterday's video, and you guys killed it. So tomorrow, 1 hour and 15 minutes before the market opens, I'm going to start my live stream. So if you want to tune on in, subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications. It's going to be a free public live stream. I'm going to go live for about 20 to 30 minutes. I want to go live before. I want to answer any questions. I want to go live during when the market reacts. Should be fun. And I want to go live after. And then I was actually thinking, I know I'm going to do this for my Learn Plan Profit group, but even making a video, I thought of breaking down the CPI data report, kind of like we did in today's earlier video. For those that tuned on in, I broke down last month's CPI data report, how it all works. I feel like they make it sound super confusing. All it really is, they look at the past 12 months of the CPI data and we look year over year, or for the past 12 months, are we seeing an increase or decrease, right, of inflation? The month prior, right, was the highest month. It was 8.5%. And the way that it works is we drop the previous month and then we add the new one. So we're going to be dropping the month of May and then adding the new May. So as long as we do not report anything greater than zero point 0.7, we should relatively be around either where we're at right now and or a little bit of a pullback. So I'm sure that you guys can tell that by the market's reaction. People do not have very high expectations, and it has to do with not just oil prices, but how oil prices trickles down to other areas. If you guys look at the CPI data report, one of the things that we asked, or you should be asking, is, well, what makes up the CPI data report, right? And this is a question that, when looking into it, it's made up of food. Well, how do you get food to grocery stores? How do they take food out of, the plants, right? Well, it's usually machinery and or transportation that runs on oil, right? And if oil prices go up, then that gets factored into food, right? Energy has been one of the biggest concerns. It's one of the biggest contributors to inflation ever since the month of March, which is why they took such an aggressive approach. Yes, as of April, we did see a little bit of a pullback. As of right now, oil prices have been rising. Oil stocks and oil ETFs, oil futures, price per barrel when it comes down to oil, those are at all-time highs right now. So those have not pulled on back. So there's no solution for that just yet. And then when asking about the other things, right? New vehicles, used car vehicles, and then transportation services, again, huge areas where, the first month, we probably would have not seen a reaction or an effect to those areas. But once you give it a couple of months, right? What did Walmart and Target announce? Well, they announced very poor guidance for the up and coming future, right? Not just for logistic issues, but also for transportation issues. I mean, oil is more expensive, right? And all these different transportation services that they use to get that, their goods to their stores, obviously eating into their margins. The same thing with airlines. It took a couple of months for us to really see inflation hit airlines, right? As oil prices went up, we didn't see it right away, but shortly after, they need to factor this in because it does eat into their net margin. So this is what I'm thinking that we're going to be, seeing. It's kind of the domino effect. We saw oil prices get affected right away. Hopefully we can see oil prices slowly begin to decline. I'm actually not sold on the idea. I actually think that we will see a rise in comparison to the month of April. But I think everything else will most likely see a rise as well. If not for last month, then definitely for the month of June. And the reason I say that is if we head on over and actually look at oil stocks, right? Oil stocks are not doing too bad. So I want to use the United States Oil Fund as an example. Today they didn't do anything crazy, but if we look at it, look where it's at right now. It just recently made new highs. It surpassed the highs that it made back in March. That should be concerning. We're at a higher price point than when Russia actually attacked Ukraine, right? Russia being one of the biggest producers of oil, the domino effect, right? It's not just United States Oil Fund, it's literally all of them. This is the inverse ETF, my bad. DVN, right? All-time highs. BNO, all-time highs. Close to all-time highs, my apologies. WTI, one of the most popular stocks, right? All-time highs. Sorry, all 1-year highs. My apologies. It's not all-time highs. But based off of recent patterns, it's doing really, really well. It's not looking promising because there is no solution, and I just do not understand. I thought right away, this is the part that kind of like bothers me the most out of all of this. It's the Federal Reserve. People are going to blame the Federal Reserve for the inflation, in my opinion. And again, it's just my opinion. We can all share our opinions down in the comment section. It's not the Federal Reserve's fault that inflation is going up, right? I mean, they couldn't control the demand and the supply issues for oil. But the part that bothered me is that supposedly there was a deal that was supposed to happen between the United States and Venezuela and other countries that are large producers of oil. And by being able to come up with an agreement with them, we can supply our demand. Common sense, right? And supposedly, if we were to have worked on that deal as of March, this was announced in March. That deal was talked about in March. If that deal would have happened, they said that they could have got us back to demand levels in 2 months. Well, fast forward 4 months, it's getting worse. And there's still no solution to my understanding. If I'm mistaken, please let me know down in the comment section. I will correct myself. But I think this is why we're seeing oil prices react the way that they are reacting. I understand the oil companies, they just want to make more money, and I mean, they're in the business to profit, and this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I'm excited for tomorrow's CPI data report. Based off of the market's reaction today, I'm a little nervous. I think what I would hate to see is inflation actually exceed previous highs of 8.5%. I think what we saw today, the NASDAQ market dropped 2.75%. The Dow Jones market dropped. Everything dropped. So if you're down on any of your long-term investments, I don't want to hear it. Don't just think that it's you. I never want you to feel like you're alone. It wasn't just you. Everyone's positions are most likely down. With that being said, if they do report a greater inflation rate than 8.5%, I think what we experienced today is a walk in the park. So I'm excited to experience this with you guys, right? This is why we try to encourage you guys to watch your position size. This is why we try to encourage you guys to take risk management into consideration. We, of course, will never tell you what to do. All we could ever encourage you to do, especially because of the past 5 months and what it's taught us, is always take risk management and the worst case scenario into consideration. This is not a time where you have ground, in my opinion, and the way that I trade, to be super aggressive. We knew that we still didn't have full-on confirmation. We knew that it still was a work in progress, and I think tomorrow will show. Hopefully, we're below 8.3%. Fingers crossed we're below 8.5%. And if we're not, then regardless, I will be hosting the live stream and we can experience it together. So I hope to see you guys there. It is really early, especially for all the people that are in my side of town. It's going to be at 5:15 a.m. that I'm going to host this live stream. It's at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, or 8:15 a.m. Eastern time. So I don't want to confuse you guys. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and wake up 1 hour and 15 minutes from wherever you are, from when the market opens. That's all. I'll go live. I hope to see you guys there. Hope that it earned your thumbs up. And also, don't forget to stay connected. I have my free trading group chat. That's going to be the first link down below. And also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. That's going to be the third link down below. Friendly reminder for all the people that really like our trading mouse pads. We just did a full restock on our RGB extra large mouse pads. They're massive trading mouse pads and they light up. If you guys want to check that out, view the collection. It's the fourth link down below. And I hope that you could pick something up. It actually enters you towards our iPad Air giveaway. So hopefully one of you guys wins. So appreciate you guys' time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.